Aloha listeners and welcome to another episode of the Cape and Cowl Cast, the podcast for everything superhero and all that's awesome in between. I'm your host Alex Burns, and today I'm joined with two other members of Team Cape and Cowl. It's regular Sam Burns.
Hello.
And Stephen Carter.
Hey.
Okay guys, so we've got a pretty eclectic show lined up for you, a bit of a mixed match of all that's awesome in between and some superhero tidbits thrown in as well. But we're going to kick things off with some movie merchandise fun, which is always good, which is always loads of fun. So yeah, Dr. Pepper, we were talking about these in one of the previous podcasts, and luckily our folks are on a trip over to the States, and our good, because I don't think they're doing the Dr. Pepper specials over here for Batman vs Superman. I haven't seen them in the stores, so it's desperate to get my hands on some of these cans. And if you're watching the podcast, on YouTube, these are pretty sweet, man. Dr. Pepper cans. Each sort of character that comes up on the can, it's a different flavour, which we didn't realise. So Batman is the main Dr. Pepper drink.
Yeah.
Superman is the diet, and it's just fun, man. It's just
they do 5.
You buy these cans or whatever, and I was really hoping that didn't fizz up because it's been on an airplane. But Steve, you don't like Dr. Pepper, do you?
No, I hate it.
Elaborate, man. What offends you about Dr. Pepper?
I don't know. It's the fact that it's just the disappointment of it not being Coke.
Coincides with Coke sponsoring the Marvel drinks as well. So,
well, no, that like all those years ago, that was the first time I tried it, and it was like it looks like Coke, and I thought, well, no, that's not it.
It's better than Coke, and it's older than Coke as well, so it makes it better. It's aged like a fine whiskey.
Give us some history, because Sam's actually a Dr. Pepper buff. You went to the Dr. Pepper Museum, which is where, by the way?
In Waco, Texas.
Which
is one of the loneliest places I've ever been. And no, it's pretty. It's just
what, the Dr. Pepper Museum or Texas?
I was the only person they had in years. No,
okay.
No, Dr. Pepper, it even says on the can, it's established 1885. It's a year older than Coke.
Oh.
So, by a man named Charles Alderton. And he gets his name Dr. Pepper because no one could quite say what the taste was.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And they used to call him Dr. Pepper because he was actually, I think he was actually a doctor. Instead of saving lives, he was
doctor
like soft drinks.
Do you think he'd approve of those "what's the worst that could happen" ads that came out where people were getting horribly injured and maybe they should have been treated by Dr. Pepper himself? That would have been a good follow-up. Who knows, man? But anyway, these cans are cool. Mucho thanks to our pops and our ma for bringing them over. He actually got a toolbox because he was worried about the cans rubbing up against each other and the spoiling, because we're collectors, we're going to hang on to these things and continue to use them, and he was worried about them sort of rubbing up against each other, and we got them in a big pack of 12. We managed to get Batman and Superman. Unfortunately, it was weird. These were the rare ones. They had loads of Lex Luthor and Lois Lane.
Because she's got a different flavour of Dr. Pepper. So Batman's just original Dr. Pepper. Superman's diet. I think Lois Lane is Dr. Pepper 10, which I have no idea what that is.
No idea. But Amy Adams is a 10, so maybe that was there.
You've got Dr. Pepper Cherry, which is Lex Luthor, and then Dr. Pepper Diet Cherry, which is
Alfred. No. Is it Alfred? Is Alfred on the can?
Alfred? No, it's
sounds a bit fringe.
It's
Wonder Woman.
It's Wonder Woman. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Anyway, we love it, and it's a shame they don't do this sort of thing over here. And the other thing we've got that they picked up were these cool little Kellogg's JellO. So we'll hold up for this stuff for you as well, man. If you've ever had this kind of American snack, they're really sickly, and it's bizarre. I don't know what the sugar content is on these bad boys, but yeah, so we've got Batman and Superman, but yeah, it's weird eating these sorts of things. When we've holidayed over in the States, we love them, but the sweets taste weird. It's like tasting the water in a new hotel. Yeah. It always seems a little different where the water is. You're sort of used to your sort of thing, but
yeah.
I mean, they're coming in various shapes and sizes. Let's have a look at these.
Well, they kind of look like miniature wine gums, don't they?
Yeah.
I haven't tasted one. The smell alone is just
it's really strong.
Yeah. Oh, we're just eating these guys' barrels. Some chewing noise.
You're all trying to just hide disgust.
I quite like them.
No, they're not too bad, but Americans can't do sweets.
If I mean, we're going into quite a lot of detail on these.
Very syrup.
I think Batman is blackcurrant, and tasting hints of blackcurrant, and Superman is orange.
Wonder Woman is
lime.
Grape.
These are brilliant. I thought that was Lex Luthor's head, just a bald head. It's the Wonder Woman logo. Anyway, I mean, all of this ties into the fact that we're just super excited for this movie coming out. There's been a whole host of articles written about this movie, Warner Bros is worried about, how this film's going to come out. We pay no heed to that, guys. It's the age-old story of, you got to go and, you got to buy a ticket to the movie to see the thing.
See for yourself.
Make up your own mind, because you really do. There's so much going out about it. There's a lot of people that seem to want to hate on this just because it's an alternative. I don't think it's all Marvel fans or anything like that. I just think when you're happy with something like The Avengers, you get that sort of fan base in. And DC's they're coming over and they're darker, they're serious. People equate that to, we think we're better than you and more mature. I don't think it's that at all. They're basically coming in and they're just like, yo man, we're not just going to copy what Marvel are doing. Why do you want that? We want a different take on sort of a superhero genre, and they're telling something different. They've had great success of doing a more serious, realistic version of Batman in the Dark Knight movies, and you can't blame. That's $1 billion franchise.
I think that's what a lot of it is. I think it's anything to do really against the Avengers, in my opinion. People I've spoken to about it's like the Batman they know, like how he's been popularised over the last decade, is the Nolan franchise, and I think they got Christian Bale. Now they're getting Ben Affleck, and everyone. Yeah, I think
Warner Bros would be very happy if Christian Bale and Christopher Nolan had decided to stay on and make more movies. To be honest, they'd have been quite happy with the Batman franchise, because it was $1 billion franchise. Harry Potter just finished for them. They were involved in the Hobbit movies, so they're looking for their. You can't blame them. They want to get this stuff out there, and Batman is proven box office gold. Hopefully, it translates and we get a good story as well. And as much as it's realistic and they're taking influence from Nolan, they're doing some serious stuff. The Batman we're seeing in the trailer, it's straight out of the comic book. So they're going a bit more fantastical. They're going a bit more in line with what we've seen in the Avengers. So, yeah, wait and see on this one, guys. I think the only reason Warner Brothers would be worried about this movie is the fact that it's a massive blockbuster, and they'd be silly not to be a little bit nervous.
Yeah. Well, they got a lot riding on it, to be honest, haven't they? It's not just kind of almost the future depends on this film. If it flops, then the whole thing could go up in smoke.
We've got some serious problems there, because they might have to rethink. Not just there's movies in production. Wonder Woman's going on. They're already
Justice League has started as well.
Justice League is starting in April. We got a cool photo actually. Did you saw that on the website? Yeah. So it was at Leavesden, which is just up the road, which is cool. Leavesden Studios. Zack Snyder was there with Jason Momoa, who you'll know from Game of Thrones. He's playing Aquaman. And that's a project I'm really excited about. He's set to pop up in Batman vs Superman as well, so looking forward to seeing him in that. But basically, it's them in sort of like a production office costume sort of set thing, and there's the Flash costume at the back of the photo. So Ezra Miller is suiting up as the movie Flash, and it looks great. It looks really sort of metallic-y red, like almost like a Corvette. That sort of red sort of Corvette. Like speedster racer boy red.
It's more armor-like, doesn't it?
There's
a bit more armor to it rather than just just regular slick costume.
You'd think maybe you need a little bit of protection if you're running at that kind of speed. I know it was fast. Yeah,
just birds. Just
But it was great seeing it. Jason Momoa was looking excited. Zack Snyder was looking absolutely knackered, and I imagine he is. This guy just doesn't seem to stop working at the moment. So, yeah, it's just great to see all of that pushing forward. There was loads of like Aquaman props and things like that, Batman cows. It's just nice to see it. It's all moving forward. But yeah, it just comes back to Warner Bros. They've got, they're trying to get their ducks in a row on this thing, so they don't want almost the first domino even, there's another analogy, to fall to the side of where the rest are meant to go. So yeah, it's going to be huge, and we're getting excited. The merchandise is coming out, and we'll just enjoy these Kellogg's candy treats in the meantime, and some Diet Dr Pepper with Superman on, which is cool.
I won't. But
no. Unless you're Steve and you don't like Dr Peppers for some weird reason. It's delicious.
It's so good.
Taking a swig of that, buddy. Take a swig. Have an orange Superman logo. Okay, so on to our next topic anyway.